and lock this on, okay? The other one is a low one, so I can't just kind of go like this and then do this, because, well, Tommy's quite strong and he's going nowhere. So we have to break balance, which is what we said. So even if this is coming from a high line and I want to bring him down because he's bigger than me, I need to drop him first. As I drop him then, that gives me that line in and that gives me this position here. Okay? So when we go, we have to take control of what's coming at us. So if he's pushing gently, it doesn't matter. If I go up, he goes up. If I go down, he goes down. But the important thing is, once I get this connection, what I make of it from there. All this from here, and all this checking and everything else from here, okay? But it's important that you generate something from the body. Remember, these are energy drills. Yeah. So when he pushes, he's giving me steady, constant pressure, even if it's not hard, which means at any point I should be able to change it to something and use it to where it needs to be, okay? So this is the point of these drills. It's not a static technique where Tommy pushes and I go, okay, this is great, he's not going to move for the next 20 seconds until I finish this technique. The idea is to install it in motion. So I might want to change this, not working, take it back down. So even if I've lost him, I'm flowing from one to the next to the next. And this is the purpose of these type of drills, to install the idea of flow. So what we did say was, when we're playing with these, if this doesn't work, this could work. If this doesn't work, this one could work. Any of these type of shots, you know? But the idea is that we have movement and we feel that there's a weakness in our technique and we change it to suit to the next one and the next one and the next one. Also then what we can take from it is, once we have a weakness, we can examine the weakness. So I go, okay, why am I not getting this? Right, let's not worry about flowing on to the next 15 moves from here. Let's get to here and let's see why this is not working. It allows me to slow it down, but it allows me to spot a weakness as well. Okay? Everyone clear enough so far?
Yep.
Okay. On to the night's lesson. So the idea is to link up with what we did last night. Okay? And what we did last night was mostly straight arms. In fact, it was pretty much all straight arms. Alright? But we're going to cover it slightly different tonight from the other side of the fence. So less gravity and everything else, more striking and then using the locks to apply, okay? So, as I said, these were the two kind of straight arms, but you'll notice they were outside, high and low. We can also go inside, so if he's swinging, say, a hook, this technique will be called securing the storm. A storm is usually a stick swing, but for tonight, just for the purpose of the exercise, we'll keep it like this. Doesn't matter, it's a hook anyway, we'll deal with it. The idea is, as he hooks, I step in to meet him on this one, okay? This is checking here, alright? Now, realistically, if I was to miss this, or he was to flinch back or something, and decide, whoop, and slip or whatever else, then I need to be aware of this, and as this happens, this hand will drop, okay? It can also drop of my own accord, it doesn't necessarily have to be by his instigation, okay? When I hit from here, the next thing I'm going to do is a chamber, so whereas before we went over and under, now we're just doing it from the other side, over and under, okay? But, like everything, if I do this, this looks great, but realistically, I've done nothing to stop the other side. He can walk around me, he can do loads of other things, okay? And then that gives us trouble. So when we step in and hit, we step in on the left you'll notice as well, it's not the right side in. We step in on the left in here, okay? This snake's under, this can check the shoulder now, and as you see, the straight arm goes on there. So I stop the shoulder from moving, and I squeeze using the same figure forward approach that we used before. Okay? If I want to make sure that I get him moving a little, when I hit this one, I can round off, and as I round off, I move him that way. So now you'll see where he starts to go on his toes. As he starts to go on his toes, this still allows him to round me and come back around if I leave him to travel on his own, which is never a good position for me to be in. So once I've got him up in this position, and once I've started moving, I want to change that and take him down. So, once I've taken him down, you'll see that this lock is still applied and this is still here. I can slide down the arm a little just to keep control, okay? All good on that so far?
Yep.
Okay. From here, we'll come up, stamp in on his ribs. Or armpit if you really feel like it. But ribs is quite good. But what you will notice as well is I extend him, because if I don't extend him and he's collapsed, he might just actually take that. Whereas here, the tickles start coming in. From here, as I kick out, I kick and I stamp. I step and I kick his arm back to him. Okay? Kicking his arm back to him for obvious reasons, because if I try to leave and if I haven't done enough, he might grab me, he might start wrestling with me. So So as I kick and I stomp this down from here, it at least gives me a clean line out, okay? So, as we said, we step in, we hit, okay? From here now, I'm going to turn this, but I'm going to move my back foot away a little, get them up to here. As I do this, this starts moving, I change line when I'm from here, okay? That gives me that pressure on the elbow, keeps them up a little bit. From here, slide up and grab. From here, stamp in, kick out, stand, step, back. Okay? All good with that?
Yep.
Alright, let's go. Thank you. We don't have this. It's not a straight arm lock anymore. It's me on his tricep and holding on to him. And if he wants to try and hook me here at this point, he can. Okay? So he can muscle in if he wants to as well, because realistically I haven't extended the elbow and I haven't locked out his arm at any point, so there is no lock happening here. Granted, if I get in that deep, I could probably get in here and then we're into a different situation, okay? But where we want to be is that sweet point where my arm contact's below the elbow because, well, I'm inside his arm, and as we know, the rule inside the arm, below the elbow, okay? Outside the arm, above the elbow, as we know. So my idea is now that I snake to this line here. What you won't see happening is this. What you will see happening is this. So it's a smooth motion, maintaining the contact between us and coming through. So as you see, he's already moving by the time we get there. Okay? So when we hit in and we drive from here, we roll this in. That gives me that position. This gives me the check here to stop him from moving too quickly. So even if he does move and he starts moving quickly, essentially he's under my control anyway. Okay? Can we try that again? No. So, make sure then that you start below the elbow, as we said, snake, like a 45 line that way if you want. Okay? Check, grab, lift. And then from here, as I said, this is kind of like the reaping throws that we do, where I drive over his base, but because he's on a strong base here and he's actually on his heels, I drive over that base and it becomes like a hack through. Okay? This one, he's up on his toes. So I don't need that big swing. I can actually just step and displace that all the way down. Okay? And that's literally just using your stance to do a forward bow and a drive with it. Okay? So what I want you to do is, first off, be sure that this is where you're at. The length of your arm. Also bear in mind, if I'm in here, what else is close to me?
His head.
And pretty much his mercy as well. Okay? Here, there's a bit of distance between us. Now I can gain the distance that I want, but also the control that I want. Okay? Happy enough? So don't go too close on that. Second point is, don't let this wrap. Again, if you go too high, he's coming over. Which, if you're quick enough, is okay, because you can pick this up, you can hit him in the face, you can lock him, and we're back to where we were yesterday. Yeah? But, for ideal purposes, we don't want that to happen, because that's a little too messy. So this is literally catch, wrap. Okay? Everyone happy enough with that? Try that a couple more times, then we'll move on. Thank you. On the inside. Doesn't mean it doesn't work, okay? There are other ways of doing this and there are other ways we apply this, okay? So, for example, one of our techniques on that, I go straight to here, I snake, and I use this applied here, okay? How I maintain this is because realistically, most locks are weak in a direction, in this case inwards. So, he's not really going to want to come forward on this one, but if he does kind of stabilize and drop, see the way the arm is starting to bend? And he's starting to pressure that lock in. So how do I prevent that? I change and I buckle him back. And that gives us that pressure there. From there, if I grip tighter up and I go in, he's going up again. Okay? So there are ways to counter, but there are also ways to counter those counters and counter those counter-counters and counter those counter-counters. Okay? Probably one too many on that one. But anyway, when we lift and we push up, that's the important thing, get him on his toes. I like the shoulder because it just isolates that part of the body. And it means that once I feel it gets to a certain point, I can change direction on very quickly and change the direction of his mass. Okay? Right. Another outside one. So last night again, as I said, intercept and wing, cross push. So, intercept and wing, bang, pop. Okay, what if I get kind of caught hands down in this case and I don't get to the outside of this? Well, now what I do is I step to the outside and I pull it in here. This is not going to go well for Tommy. Okay? As I pull in, I drive that one up. Okay? You've all probably seen this before, but it's useful. Again, you'll notice the important part is up. Because if I round them, there's a point where I'm going to lose them again. Okay? So as he pushes, check, and I break. Okay? Don't do this. This is not your friend, particularly when you're getting these in the eyes. So close your hands. Okay? As we do it, we pull up and we hit. That's getting them to move. Okay? From here, we take them down, we strike through. I grab them around the neck, I pull them in, and I hit an elbow, or sorry, a knee. Thinking ahead to an elbow. Okay? So I hit a knee, and then I drive forward, hit an elbow. Okay? So, pop in, break. From here, take it down, drive this through. This sits nicely on the hinge of the jaw here, so I don't do it this way or this way, I turn it. Okay? I pull, as I pull in, I brace. Okay? I hit a knee, I land forward, and I hit an elbow across the face from here. Alright? Now, another thing to note is, once I take him down, this is fine. If Tommy gains any composure or he's strong here, and I try to pull him forward, that's not going to happen. If I just push him off that way and pull him in, now I take control of him. Now that's fine, I can easily kind of go, if Tommy's resistant, I can kind of go, whatever. But that's not how we do things around here. So if he's going to be resistant, fine, I let him be resistant. But I drive his head the other direction with a strike. Now I take control of it again, hit that knee, hit that elbow. Okay? So again, you'll see it's a different entry to a different, slightly different type of straight arm. Okay? There's no wrap included on this one, it's just a break here, getting them to lift. Okay? So from here we take this down, we drive it around, we pull them in, hit the knee, land, hit the elbow from here. Okay? And then we leave. Very martially. Okay? All good with this one? Yeah? Okay. Okay? Alright? So, feeds in, nice and relaxed, steps in, there's your jar here, okay? From here, this can be a long line to follow. But I like it. Because it works. Okay? However, there is always the option of collapse. And as I collapse, this happens. So, the difference is, one, this is side on with him, I drive him this way, okay? So it's a perfect fit. The next one now might bring him slightly more online with me. So as I hit, I'll drive in, and then turn out and pull in. And that gives me that control again, okay? I can finish an elbow here, or sorry, a knee. Something about elbows tonight, okay? I can finish a knee here, knee. Alright? And then from here we can hit an elbow. There's another control point here where if I have this locked in, so I've gone top pull, hit from here, grab, knee. If he doesn't come up with this, I can use this to turn for that elbow. Okay? So just to show that. So we drop in, we hit through. I take, you'll notice I'm getting the control on the wrist. As I hit that knee, I land, and this is turning now. Because this is connected to me here, as I turn, he's moving. Okay? It's not me going, because I'm not really moving him. I'm moving my whole body with him, and you'll see that he goes. It's not going to be the full control technique, because it really isn't. But what it's buying me is a second of when I land now, he's tied into this. And then from here you can be mean and you can take him down again, and then we can go back into all this stuff that we did earlier. Okay? So there's two options. The way we do it, and the way if it screws up, you can do it. Okay? Say for example, push, there might be a slight snap back on this. So I don't lock this on and keep him in. I jar and the elbow collapses back in. Now I'm not going to maintain him the same way. So now I can change and pull this in and we can land him with this elbow. Okay? Then there's one where I jar and when I keep him in there, that gives you that position. Sorry, strap position. From there, there's your pull in, there's your knee, and then your elbow following. Okay? So you have two options for now. Okay? The way we do it for definite is this. The way we do it if we screw up is this, or something goes a little according to plan. Or less according to plan. Okay?
Yep.
Alright, try that a couple of times as well, and then we will move onwards. We covered last night, which is not a technique on Silvis is. Tommy tries to grab me, I don't offer him my hand first off, as we say, because this is, well, tantamount to giving your life away. So what you're looking for is he's going to reach, grab, and he's going to try to take that. From there we step, we got this break here, we got this one in through here, we got this support, we got this transport technique, as they call it in German. Okay?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Check that out. It's almost like I learned stuff from these people. So this time he's going to grab. So rather than swinging through and going over, we're going to go the other way. Reason being, this way he's pulling. Okay? And I might want to just change direction on them. This way he can also be pulling, or he might be trying to hit me with the other hand. So if he's trying to hit me with the other hand, I want to cancel that out as much as possible and get to this side of the body. Okay? So he's big and he's going to strong arm me. So this will not work alone by this. It can't. This is my arm against the whole brunt of his body. So what has to happen here is a disconnect where I turn. As I turn, that gives me that shape. Okay? So you'll notice that it's not me going this way, it's me going this way. Full body turn. Okay? Now I don't let him go, because if I let him go, he's going to take his hand away and nothing's happened. Okay? So, as I turn, I grab and I grip. Okay? So now instead of using the elbow across the shoulder, we're going to use our arm across the elbow. Okay? So I'm going to step through this way. As I step through, this is cutting his line, but also giving me a more stable base rather than standing here and trying to fight him with no body weight behind it. So I step through him and I walk through him. And I take him down. Okay? This is called crossing talon. Alright? From here now, I hit an elbow in. This then becomes a nice slap on the jaw for him. This lifts. This drops him. This drops him again. Because, well, you can never drop him enough times. Alright? And then from here, this smacks on the head. And this hits a knee. Okay? Now we can extend this and we can come back and we can play these games again and do all this type of stuff. We're not going to do that. Okay. So, switch this one. So again, if he's strong, I can't do this. And you should test this with your partners to a point that is useful. Okay? Not destructive. Alright? So from here, constructive, not destructive. So from here, turn. If he's too strong, then you really got to try. And how you do that is you move everything at once. As I move everything at once, that gives me that shape. There's also another trick here. If he's too strong and I can't get this, if I break that one way, then I change direction that way. So what's happening is you pull and I go fine, and then I change direction on him. Okay? For now, whole body is useful. Grab. Walk through him. I am facing a 45-degree line here. Okay? Because I'm facing the corner of our mats. Alright, so I walk towards the corner of the mats, and I take him down. This will drive him off on an angle, he'll start going that way. Which if he goes headlong into the floor or whatever else, that's fine, but I still haven't done much to him. So what I do is, he's going that way, and I go, nope. And I pull him back in. I hit my elbow, smack him in the jaw, pull him back up, drop him back down, hit him again, and hit him here. Okay? Don't worry about this part for now. This will do for me. Okay? Are we alright with this one? What I like about this technique is, he's going that way, no you're not, you're coming back that way, no you're going that way, no you're coming this way, no you're going that way, no you're going back down that way. And here, have that on the way. Okay? This technique is designed to leave him a little stagnant. So, turn, cut that line that way. It's like we said, wherever your fingers point, that's where he's going. Grab, okay? Drive, down, pull in, elbow. Here, elbow, drop through, elbow again, okay? If I'm dropping through and I can hit something on the way through, I will. But that's only if there's something in the way. From here, check, drive this in. Okay? All good? Sweet. Isolation drill at the end of class where Tommy's coming at me with one. So, just a standard grab or something. So as he's coming into me with one, we were using the techniques, like for example, intercepting wing, clipping the mace, all of these techniques that we covered as well in Yellow Jiu-Jitsu, okay? One thing I noticed then from that is, that's fine if someone is just kind of grabbing at you with one hand and you make something work from it and you flow from there. But if they come at you with two, a lot of people kind of panic and they go, oh, how do I get one of those techniques off two hands? It's so difficult. So what I want to work as just an exercise to get warmed up and kind of get into it. Tommy's coming at me with two hands, literally just playing this idea of getting back into these locks for now, okay? Then we'll continue on the theme of straight arms and slightly different in how we use them in the Kenpo side of things as well, okay? So what I want is basically this option of going from being 1, 2, I pull to here, I go to here, or I pull down the hip. As I come down on this side, then that gives me a wrap over for the other technique, to lean under, lean back up, and so on and so forth, okay? So what I want is just for you to get used to the idea of just slow, steady pressure, and tell me something more and do something and get me into one of those locks from there as well, okay? If you feel like finishing the techniques yourself, you can. Last night we covered as an ending to both of these here. What we did was we pinned down, we punched through, we grabbed, we hit a knee. And then we landed forward and hit an elbow as necessary as well. The same ending then on low line from here, up, pull in, shed, kick, grab, knee, advance, elbow from here, okay? Just one more, and then we're working